Greetings guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. The other day I was scrolling through old photos on my phone and I came across these screenshots of some DMs I got on Instagram back in 2018, and it inspired me to make a video that I haven't made in a while, which is going through some absolutely freaking wild, like, dating app DMs, Tinder bios, texts, etc. Because usually men say some stuff to usually women, and it needs to be studied, quite honestly. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Before we get into it, I would like to say thank you to today's patron of the day, Sad Unicorn. I appreciate you and all of your support. Thank you. And I hope that you enjoy this video. If you would like to become a patron, then you can go to patreon.com/savvycat. And if you want to hear more about it, then stick around till the end. All right. So getting into the texts, I'll share with you the DM that I got on Instagram back in 2018. Now, bear in mind that at this time, I did not really have an online presence. The biggest online presence I had at the time was a 5-star stan account that I shared with like 3 other admins that had 45,000 followers, right? That was the biggest social online presence that I had. I had like 300 followers on Instagram maybe, and they were 90% people I knew. And so it's so wild that I received these DMs, and I received 2 of them in the same day, all right? So the first one was just a message that said, "Can I please be your foot slave?" To which I replied, "I already have a foot slave, but thanks for the offer," because I thought it was funny. And then I kind of just ignored it. After that, I just wanted to be funny in my reply, and I thought that was quite funny. And then the other one is where it's like, kind of like, oh my god, what is wrong with people? Someone just sent me a DM saying, "You need to send me nudes, you little slut." To which I replied, "I don't think I need to do anything, but thanks for the offer," because I don't know why I decided to be passive there, but I did. For context, for the next part, I was at this time in a relationship with my now ex-girlfriend. So keep that in mind, right? It makes this make more sense. "No problem. I didn't like your fake hair anyway, but I like your innocent soul. I know you are straight. You know it too." And they kept going with, "I don't want your nudes anymore. I just don't understand why a straight girl would pretend to be gay." So I said, "Why do you assume I'm straight? And when did I say I was gay? Can't I just date whoever the fuck I want to? Also, who are you and how did you find my account and what made you think all of these things? Just out of curiosity." And they said, "I think I found you from comment sections and I know that you are 100% straight. I can see it in your eyes." Now, my response of like, who said I'm straight, who said I'm gay, is just because at the time I didn't use a label at all. I didn't identify as gay or queer or bi or any of that. So like, when someone called me gay, I sort of assumed they meant, like, lesbian, which I'm not, obviously. So, yeah. So, yeah, that was a super interesting first experience, getting fucking weird messages from random men on the internet. I thought it was really, really funny, until I realized that the date was my abuser's birthday, and then I freaked out and immediately blocked them. But, like, I couldn't believe that happened. And again, the fact that I only had like 300 followers at the time is so freaking baffling. I'd never received any DMs from like random men before. So I was like so taken aback by it. And I always think of it because it's so fucking funny. "I can tell you're straight. I see it in your eyes. I like your innocent soul." What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? And the turnaround, the like, "Send me nudes. I didn't actually even want them. I don't like your fake hair." You can't have both. And it's hilarious that these types of messages exist and get sent and this way of thinking exists because illogical. It's so illogical. Oh, it's very amusing. It's really not, but it's so funny. I don't know how they think it's gonna go, but you know, it's a good try to turn it around. Anyway, we'll move out of messages that have been sent to me. Since starting this as a job, I've been sent many, many more ridiculous lengthy messages from men, but we won't get into those today. If you want to see more of those, usually when I receive one and open them, I tweet them. So if you want to have a look at some of those when they happen, follow me on Twitter, @queerkiwi. All right, into other messages. Let's go. So this is a message between two people that goes, Sid, I want to give you the night of your life. You should come over. This is not what I'm looking for. Thank you though. I'm 6'3". That's cool. I don't really have a height preference. Tattoos. What about them? I have them. I'm happy for you, but I'm still not looking for a hookup. Excuse me, but I don't think you understand. I'm 6'3" with tattoos. Which is arguably one of the funniest interactions. That's so funny. All women care about are height and tattoos. Obviously, that's all we want. If you have those two things, check, then we're down to hook up. Obviously, you just need to check those two boxes. And then our minds are changed instantly. If we go from not being interested, we are instantly interested if you are 6'3" and have tattoos. It's just a rule. That's just the way of life, you know? And this is the first message someone sent someone on Tinder. You're the first woman to not be openly gay or plus sized or of a darker skin tone to send me a like first. LMAO, and I approve. And then like sunglasses emoji. And they replied, I'll be the first to unmatch too. Dude, how do you think that that's a good opener? Oh my god. At least you're straight to the point. At least you're like, I'm homophobic and fatphobic and racist. Like, thank you for getting that out of the way quickly. But you might want to change your approach to women and also life in general, because no. Yikes, my guy. Yikes. Try to not be a bigot and then maybe love will come to you easier. Okay. I hope you take my advice on board. $1 million question though. Who's your favorite superhero? Depends on my mood. How so? I guess typically Green Lantern or Booster Gold or Blue Beetle, maybe Nightcrawler. Is there someone with good invisibility so I can watch ladies try on bras? So if you had a superpower, you'd use it to watch women doing something normal without them knowing. Maybe just for part of the day. Nothing too violating like a locker room or something. Just boobs. Maybe butts. What? Why would you? It's the fact that these men not only have these thoughts, but the fact that they vocalize them as though they are going to be met with like understanding is like so baffling to me. The fact that they've like gone through life just thinking that these are like normal thoughts and that if like women don't like it, that's our problem. Like, bro, oh my god. If I had a superpower, it would be to watch women half naked without their consent. Isn't that so funny? No, not really. A very good, easy, fast way to get immediately blocked, probably reported, because yikes, my guy, yikes. Please do some reflecting and understand why that is not an okay thing to think and say. And I'm glad that it's not something you were able to act on, but the fact that you would if you could is very concerning. Then we've got a classic good old Tinder bio. There's a few Tinder bios that I've saved because some of them are just an absolute fucking nightmare. They are employed at You're Broke at Self-Employed Business Owner. So thanks for calling everyone who sees your profile broke. That seems like a really good move. About me, I won't message you first because I'm better than you. But they said then you rather than you, and usually I don't call out grammar, but if you're talking as though you're superior to everyone, I feel as though you should at least have grammar down, you know? I own 3 businesses I built from the ground up and have multiple real estate investments, can work from anywhere in the world, and I travel a lot. Good for you for having 3 businesses that you built from the ground up. That is very impressive. That must have taken a lot of work. Having like property investments is a little bit I'm not a fan of landlords. But starting by saying that you're better than everyone and calling everyone broke is most definitely not going to get very many good responses. People don't typically like being told that they are less than and made to feel worthless. Like, there's obviously people who have like degradation kinks and things who might be into that, but I feel like in this sense, it almost feels like there's a lack of consent within, like, you know, Kinks involve consent. And when your profile states it like this, it kind of feels like breaking a consent barrier. I don't really know how degradation kinks and things like work, but I am assuming that there is a difference between someone seeing you as like less than and like subhuman and like genuinely viewing you as like something so beneath them and degrading you like that versus someone who, you know, views you as a person and like degrades you within like boundaries. And if it's ever too far or you feel like uncomfortable with it, they'll like adjust, you know, like they still care about you and view you as a person, you know? That's my what I think. I know about like kink is like consent and boundaries are obviously very important. This person feels like they wouldn't respect said boundaries. But yeah, not a good start, not a good look. I would recommend changing everything. And also something about the way you wrote that, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. Next is someone put in their Bumble bio, I get way too excited about getting matches on this app, even though almost no females on here can hold a conversation. Be interesting. I doubt that you are interesting, my guy. I have some feelings that you are a terrible conversation haver and rely all of it on women. And by women being good conversationalists, you mean they want to ask questions about you and have you talk, and you don't want to ask anything about them. You just like hearing your own voice. That's typically what it means when men like this will say, women don't know how to have a conversation. Women don't have a sense of humor. It's because you're boring and you don't ask any questions. You just want to talk. Maybe fix your attitude and maybe be willing to talk and have conversations. And maybe you'll have more luck. Conversations are two-sided. You also need to be interesting. So keep that in mind in your future endeavors. This is another Tinder bio because there were like 10 in a row. Hey ladies, if you're looking for an alpha chad meat beast, I'm your man. If you're into Reiki or astrology or energy crystals or whatever, that's perfect. I need some etherical? Is that a word? I thought it was ethereal. Is it etherical? What does etherical mean? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I thought that I was stupid. No, he's wrong. Anyway, I need some ethereal shit to balance out my raw physical prowess. Radical centrism, political affiliation, professor of redundancy, accelerationist, real capitalism has never been tried, Cacophony Society member, parrot enthusiast. Also, if a picture of a dead fish turns you off, I don't need your low E genes. There's a lot happening here. There's a lot happening here. Sometimes I feel like these people type out bios just to be like, to prove a point that no one reads bios because no one's gonna match on them, you know? They're trying to see how much ridiculous shit they can say and still get matches because they don't believe anyone reads bios. Personally, I always read bios because I don't want to go out with some asshole person who has bad morals and likes dead fish. I have to wonder if people are kidding, but I also, based on the messages I read earlier that I have received, have to know that they're like not, and these are like real things that happen and people say and people think, people do. Oh my gosh, people are exhausting. Dating is exhausting. This is why I stopped going on dates. This is why I stopped dating, because it's like, it's too much. There is too much bullshit you have to deal with. No thank you. If you call yourself an alpha chad meat beast, I'm sorry, but like, go away. Don't need any of that here, thank you. These are some texts from a man that this woman went out with twice. She has met him twice, and he sent her these long messages. Odd. I actually thought you must have found someone and moved on, but I don't think that's the case anymore. And then they sent a photo, I don't know what of. You can hate me for this, but I've dated around to know what it looks like. I'm no doctor, but I think you might want to check out borderline personality disorder. Even if you do find the right one for you on these dating apps, the only way you'll ever make it work is if you find a therapist who knows his/her stuff. and your partner has an understanding of this too. Without therapy and an understanding partner that you're genuinely attracted to, the hopes of a real relationship is not possible. I'm not saying this to hurt you or rekindle anything. You're a very smart woman, so I'll let you do your own research and talk to actual doctors, etc. to figure it out. Also, just be mindful that in some places, insurance companies can't make money on BPD, so doctors might instead diagnose individuals as bipolar. Personally, I like Dr. Romani's work. I find she has knowledge, and then that's as far as the screenshots went, but the messages I would assume go on for a little while longer, and my god, dude, don't try diagnosing people after 2 dates. What is wrong with you? Also, how do you know if she doesn't already have a diagnosis for something? For all you know, she has BPD and is aware, or she has bipolar and is aware, or anything. Or maybe she's just existing and you're being fucking weird. Like, what right do you have to assume someone has borderline personality disorder? How do you tell that about someone after 2 dates? As someone with BPD, I don't think people would be able to pick up on that within meeting them 2 times, unless it's something I am like telling them about. And a lot of the time, I'm not good at small talk and I get into pretty heavy conversations very quickly, sometimes on the first or second date. But then, you know, if I'm telling them that straight away, they're not going to text me being like, I'm going to diagnose you with something. Fuck off. If someone ever did that to me, I'd be so pissed. I'd be so pissed. Dude, I know you're not trying to rekindle anything and have a relationship with this person, so leave them alone. I'm trying to help you. Don't, though. You don't know them. Leave them alone. I'm sure if they're struggling with something mentally or emotionally, they'll figure it out. They don't need you, a stranger, telling them what to do. Okay? I promise you, if something's up, they figured it out, or their friends and family are helping them through it. All right? Please go away. Don't do that. Don't do it. Just don't do it. This is another Bumble message. So what's up? Hey there. Spent the day working around the farm. Milk anything voluptuous? That is quite possibly one of the funniest messages I've ever read. That would make my day. If someone sent that to me, that would make my fucking day. I don't know how to respond at all. And it's not really, you know, I don't really know if that's someone I would pursue. However, I would lose my mind. That is so fucking funny. Why did you say that? What possessed you? What possessed you to say that? This is a Tinder message. The first conversation they ever had. Proud of you for being sober. Thank you. 114 days. Awesome. You don't have to worry about getting addicted to my baby carrot. Sorry, I have a dark, fucked up sense of humor. Just don't say that. You don't start a conversation. These people, my good lord, don't start a conversation like that. I don't care if you've dark humor. No. Why would you turn, like, someone's sobriety into, like, a sex joke? No! Wait until a bit later in the conversation to bring in any sort of dark humor at all. And also don't go immediately from congratulations on your sobriety into talking about sex. That's not a good way to go. In whatever way. There is not a good way to do that. This is a reply to someone's Instagram story of their Spotify Wrapped, and it just says, wow, your Spotify Wrapped is lit. Are you into anal? A brilliant conversation starter, obviously. I'm sure it was very effective. I'm sure this went exactly the way they intended. Some advice for just everyone, especially these men. Think before you speak. That's it, really. Think before you speak. Before you send a message, consider how they might receive that. And then think again and be like, based on previous experience I've had when sending messages like this, how did they respond? And if the answer is usually they don't respond or they tell me to fuck off, maybe change your approach, because I promise you, it's not them, it's you. So that's my advice that I'm leaving you with today, everybody. Think before you speak. That goes for most situations. You should always think before you speak. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I believe it was a little shorter than usual, but I have places to be today. So we're leaving it here. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. And a huge, huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons, Wolf, Toulouse, Kababi, Josh, Mandy, Robbie, Ikazel, Kai, Jessica, Eldo, Ida, Queer Corey, Mick McKenna, Anna, Raven, Danielle, Elias, and Evie. I love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for joining. If you would like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early, as well as podcasts a week early. And then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams, and more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.